Uganda has today joined the world to mark the International Water Day under the theme Water and Food Security. The country coordinator of TSUG Uganda, Jen Nabunya, has called upon stakeholders in the water sector to focus on managing and protecting water resources because they are finite.
We should note that water is a finite resource. It's not something that, if you look at the statistics, that will be there or should be there like forever. So we need to do something about it. It's not a resource that, given the trends, is something that will be, there forever. So we need to protect what we have and do it very well. We already see indicators that it is really diminishing, and one needs to do quite a lot about it. But in the rural areas, I think the concerns are around food for domestic, growing food for domestic use, and you need water, even if it's in small quantities. Of course, the big kind of companies that are involved in investment around agriculture need much more water, and so we get into irrigation. Even if it's small scale kind of irrigation, water is still needed if production is to be sustained.
It is estimated that more than 40% of the world's population is already affected by water scarcity, and it is projected that by 2025, about 1.8 billion people will be suffering absolute water scarcity.
If we have approximately a total of 7 billion people on Earth, and 2 billion or even more are likely to face or are already facing the challenges regarding water, then something needs to be done. We go beyond saying and mentioning a statistic of 2 billion. The meaning of 2 billion is bigger than the number 2. It's about death, it's about health, it's about many issues. So unpacking the 2 billion to really get down to the bottom of what are the issues that are being faced by these 2 billion people or more that are faced with water scarcity.
Laying emphasis on the importance of water to food security, Mrs. Nabunya said it is important to promote initiatives that support domestic food production.
Many people don't know a lot that they can even use the water that they harvest from their own roofs to grow food, even if it's small kind of food, but quality related food like vegetables. They can still do that. Or they can even do the harvesting using, I don't want to call them rudimentary methods, but methods that they can cope with. Using tarpaulins, for example, you dig a kind of ditch in the garden, and then you store the water using tarpaulins. Those are basic kind of methodologies or approaches that people in the rural areas can use.
With ever-changing climate patterns, water supply and food security are grossly threatened. It is therefore important to take action and adopt policies that will mitigate the effects of climate change.
The writings on the wall are clear. The message is very clear. There is more sunshine, there is more rain, there is more, all these things that are being caused by climate change. Sitting and talking about it is one thing, and creating policies and legislation around it is also another thing. But I think we need to get into high gear and start implementing and operationalizing all these policies that we put in place. If it's about planting trees, I think people need to get onto that, and government should guide the process. If it's about addressing pollution, then we get to that. So that I think the period of talking has been quite a lot. We really need to get into implementation.
Several steps can be taken to ensure a sustainable supply of water and food security. These could be policy changes, community-based solutions, and increased financial resources.
You can't talk about food security and linking it up to water when the aspects of water are not getting the resources that they need. We need more money to be put into water, whether it's water for production, rural water, urban water. I think we need more resources, and probably the government needs to look into that, provide more resources.
The celebration of World Water Day thus presents an opportunity to reflect and to take real action on the challenges that inhibit sustainable water supply.